First of all, I'm really honored to join this club with the history. That means a lot for me. There are things in football that you can't buy for money, and that's history and culture. And I think that's something Sampdoria is really rich on. So that's my first impression. And then, of course, it's been really good to come down and see the club, see the facilities, and also meet people. And I've only have good impressions so far. I left Anderlecht, and after that, I got approached by people that wanted to hear if I could be interested in hearing more about Sampdoria. And that was the initial meetings there, and then it took on. And the more I heard about it and the more I started following the club, the more I started growing in my stomach that you can make decisions with your head and with your heart. For me, this was a hard decision. I had other possibilities also, but there was something saying that this has to be the right step for me now. I think I would describe myself as a positive person. I hope I can give energy to the people and the surroundings around me. I think that's important in football. It's an emotional world we behave in. Sometimes it's black and white. If we win in the weekend, everything's good, and if we lose, it's not. I think my position and job is to make sure that everybody around in the club, on and off the pitch, feel energized and are ready to help and participate. We don't have the luxury to feel sad if we lose. We need to get back again on track quickly. So that will be one of my tasks as a manager. I'm also demanding. I think it's important that you work hard to achieve your goals. You don't get anything for free in this world, so you need to put in an effort to get it. And the best way to do that is by implementing a strategy, so everybody is aligned and know what is it that we're expecting from people. So we sort of speaking the same language about what we want to achieve. I think in football, data is a strong partner to have. It's a big world. There are players all over the world that you have to look at, and I think sometimes the most dangerous thing in football, that is someone stealing your time because you don't have enough time. And with data, you can narrow that down and make sure that you use your time a little bit more sufficient and more effective together in the club. So for me, data is a part of football, but it can never replace the eyes and the atmosphere and the gut feeling you have when you look for players. But it can certainly help you narrow down the field of potential targets that you want to address. And data can also help you when you are evaluating on your games. So it's not only emotional. When we lose, then I can also be emotional. That's not good. But then if we can look at data, you can also see that maybe our performance was actually really good. The result was not that perfect, but we can see that we're on the right way. And I think that's important that we build that into our club now, where we can say we want to evaluate every day, but we want to evaluate objectively on our things. We want to be critical. And if we have KPIs that are linked to a style of play, to a strategy, it's also easier for us to give constructive feedback where we can actually play each other even better on that part, instead of it's only positive, negative. But there are more colors between those two aspects. Yeah, but that was important for me to have a good talk with Andrea. I also talked with him before I signed, because that was important to feel that we can be aligned and work together. And I only have a positive feeling about that. So the last couple of days has also been talking about the transfer market, evaluating our squad, looking into the strategy and the style of play. What is it that we are looking for, and what kind of targets could be interesting for us, short term and long term. So that has been good. It's been intense the last couple of days, but there's no doubt that with the task that we are looking into, Sampdoria can never be a one-man job. That has to be a strong teamwork, where we are trying to create a high-performance environment where everybody is pitching in, and everybody, from our chef to the cleaning people to the head coach, they play a role in order for us to move towards our goals. And Andrea is also really important for that part. So Donati was the next in line to have a talk with, because it's important for us that our strategy and our football philosophy is aligned through the whole club, and everybody understands what we're expecting from them. In a world that we operate in that is so unstable and so emotional, and where there are so many external factors that can influence our work, it is important that we have something stable in the club that will stay fixed. And for us, that's the strategy that we need to implement now in the club, a long-term strategy, but also a football philosophy, a style of play that won't change no matter who's in charge of it. That has to be a DNA part for the club. And I hope that can be our continuity and also our weapon in the future, where we can lead on that no matter who's in charge, if it's me or someone else, I hope that can continue on that path because that makes it stronger for the club. I've learned a lot all the places, and that's the beautiful thing about football. You never get too old to learn and get knowledge from things. I think the comparison between being in different countries is that the culture can be really different, and you need to accept that and also adapt that into your things. You can't just come and drag something down over a club and say, now it has to be like that, because you have to respect the DNA and the culture, not only in the club but also in the country. So that's something I've always brought with me in the different places that I am. Luckily, it's still football, and it's still 11v11, and it's still an organization like that. So there are many things that you can also take with you from experiences to build. And I also hope that will be a gain, an advantage for Sampdoria, that I can come and bring something from outside Italy and hopefully adapt that into the Italian style, and then we can create something that can be quite beautiful together. Serie B it's a difficult league. There's not too much difference between many of the teams, so it's break it or make it. And luckily, we experienced that last season also, coming up on top of it. But that's not a nice experience to be through, and it also shows how nervous the games can be in a league like this. I think what we need now, again, that's continuity. That is strategy. That is to have a style of play that is fixed, that we can continue and that to build on. Because I know from experience that the more you train things and the more you put it into a framework, the easier it is also for staff members, for players to understand what is it that we're expecting from each other. Because this is not tennis, so it's not a 1v1 sport. I'm relying on the guy next to me, and he needs to know a little bit about what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, so we can complement each other. The players that we want to bring in, ideally we want them to strengthen the team, of course, but mostly important for me, it is to find players that has a hunger to achieve something together with us in this club. Players that wants to leave their heart out on the pitch with a logo on it, not coming here because it's a beautiful city or it's a club with a history, but players that comes here because they see the potential that I also saw in this club. Players that are ready to maybe take a step down compared to the level because they know they can take 2 steps up with us again. That's the hunger we need. We need to see that out on the training pitch from Monday to Saturday. We definitely also need to see it on Sundays when our fans and all our fellow Sampdoria people are here. That's crucial for us to show that, because hard work, that doesn't cost anything. That's the lowest thing, and we need to demand that for everyone. And then on top of that, hopefully with a fixed style of play, with a good coaching staff, with players that knows what we're expecting from them, we can go out and show an aggressive style of play, an offensive mindset in how we're doing, but also entertaining our fans at the same time as our sponsors. Well knowingly that I actually think that would be easier if we were in Serie A than where we are right now. But we need to take steps. That's also why we have a lot of end goals that we want to reach. But unfortunately, we can't take the elevator up to the penthouse. We need to take the stairs. We need to take one floor at a time to make sure that what we're building is also sustainable. We don't want to take a shortcut and then it's a shaky foundation to have. For me, my biggest ambition is to build this club up so it's so stable that when we hit a storm down here, it won't shake us. I think my message to the fans and all our supporters will be that don't judge us now when we're coming in, but judge us when we leave. For us, we have a lot of work ahead of us, and it's easy to say that we want to do this and this now, and don't worry. But I also know, because I also followed Sampdoria in the last period, this is only one way we can do it. It's hard work, and it's walk the talk. It's easy to say all the right words, but we need to show it by actions to go out and do that. So I won't sit and promise that everything will be perfect tomorrow, because it won't. But I can promise you that the hard work starts now, and that will continue. And there's no way we can speed this process up better than if we have our fans behind us. And this is one of the reasons why I also chose Sampdoria, because with that season that you guys been through in the last many matches in the spring, to see that continuity support and that fortress that they built when we played at home, but also away with the fans, but that moves you, and that makes you feel that you want to be part of it. And that was a massive ambition for me to join that and be part of that beautiful club, but also be part of that togetherness there is and that feeling for it. And that's something you need to earn to do that, and I'll do my best to do that together, hopefully with all our fans to achieve that. Un grande saluto ai tifosi, Forza Sampdoria.